YouTube. As you can see, we have got ourselves a new engine. Well, I say ourselves, it's me, innit? It's mine. So yeah, engine's turned up, we're ready to put it in. But let me tell you a little bit about it first. Right, so this engine has come from a 2017 5-door Fiesta ST. 5-door's quite rare, so not my cup of tea, but some people like them. So yeah, 21,000 miles, and trying to find an engine, if any of you try to buy one, trying to find one where you can trace back the history is not easy. I contacted a few people and you get some sketchy answers. A friend of a friend told me it's 28,000 miles, and I got no reason not to believe him. Well, I don't know your friends, so can I believe him? And it's quite a bit of that. I wanted to buy an engine. If I'm going to pay top money, the engine I was buying, I wanted to know what the mileage was, and I wanted to know the history of the car. Didn't want to be buying a stolen one. And also, I wanted a low mile one. Now, all of them things are not easy. It's taken me a couple of weeks. Finally, I've got one, say 21,000 miles. It was on eBay. I phoned up the seller and I asked them, will you give me the registration of the car to come off? Now, I've asked other people that and they won't. They either refuse to reply to you, or you just won't get it. They make up some excuses. But anyway, this company, I think it's GB Online, something like that. They were great. He gave me the registration of the car. I managed to do an MOT history check. Mileage checked out. Last MOT done 20,000 miles and something, so 21 was within the ballpark. That was good enough. And also I managed to find out through the power of Facebook, someone put me on to V-Check. So if that was you, thank you very much. I was able to log on to that, do a history check, and I got all the details I needed. I found the co-part pictures where it come from, and hadn't been in any serious damage. And also I was able to, on the V-Check, find out the engine number, because the key thing was when the engine turned up, I wanted to make sure, is that engine actually the one? Even though they seemed very decent when I spoke to them on the phone. Got back, I had the engine number from V-Check, looked at it, matches perfectly. So definitely a 21,000 mile engine. Pretty chuffed that it's got a Ford oil filter on it. Doesn't look modified. The pictures didn't look like it had any mods, no air filter, no nothing like that. So hopefully it's got a Ford service history. It looks clean, looks mint. I think it's been washed, but yeah, looks really good. I'm really happy with it. So just before we go any further, I want to just talk about a few things. My previous videos obviously have got a lot of views, and they've stirred up a lot of emotions in people, and I think some of it's had a negative impact on Rsport and maybe TRS, and that's not what I want. Jordan and Connor at Rsport are brilliant guys. They've done me great service, and I'll still recommend them. They're brilliant. People have messaged me, asked me questions, and look, it is what it is. The engine blew up, we got to move on. I found some extra issues since that may give answers. Now, the one is a clip I'll insert now of what I filmed a week or so ago when I discovered it. I don't think this is very good for cooling when your aircon rad is in this condition. Look at that, the fins are just disintegrating, and I think most of them are blocked. I can't even see through it, so my radiator might be fine, but it's not getting any air because it's blocked by the intercooler. Look at that. And just pull it to pieces, like completely disintegrating. So as you can see, the aircon rad is disintegrating, and the thing is with that, I couldn't run the car on track with aircon on. I've had that problem since last year, and that's when it overheated. Now, I think the what do they call it, condenser, whatever it is, being blocked. Then when I run aircon, that was dumping up warm air, so the little air that was passing through it was warm going onto the radiator. That's my theory. That's probably why it overheated last year. The other thing, which is a big one, I was told to check the head and have a good check for cracks, and I didn't do this in the beginning, so I looked over it and it looked fine. But when I looked in the cylinders, the top of the valves, right, cylinder 1, 2 and 3 were all cracked. Funny thing is though, number 4 on the head wasn't cracked, but number 4 in the block was cracked. So it looks like something had to give. Something was going to crack, whether it was the head or what. And I don't know how that happened. I don't know when that happened, but it did, and we move on. would have seen me then. I put in the aircon pump on and the alternator, and I put a new belt on as well. Also, I've taken off the flywheel and clutch. Even though it's only done 21,000 miles, I've got myself a brand new flywheel and a brand new clutch. Now, this is my clutch to come off the car. That hasn't done a lot of miles. I put that on with a diff. As it stands, that is for sale. Make me a little offer. It's probably done a few hundred miles, maybe 5 at most, and it's fine. Never had no problems with that. This is the flywheel that come off the car out there. A little bit of surface rust on here, but it's really fine, to be honest. So I mean, the flywheel's got that little bit of movement they all have. This is brand new, look, and they still got it. And actually, see that movement? I'm pretty sure that's the knock you hear when you change gear. You hear a little clunk coming through the drive shafts and the drivetrain. I think it's the flywheel moving. They all do it, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And sideways movement, there's a little bit in there, the same. There's a little bit in this, but anyway, if you want this flywheel and you want to donate me a few quid, you can have that one. But let me show you what I want to sell. Right, so look at this bad boy. We've has a brand new turbo. Now this comes from a guy called Lee. I know Lee watches the videos. Thanks very much. I bought a job lot of stuff off him. So I had the flywheel, the clutch, coil pack, spark plugs. I had a load of stuff, water pump. A lot of things actually I planned on putting on this engine, but it's in such good condition. I'm not going to touch some of the things. I was going to change the water pump, thermostat housings with therms, things like that. But I mean, it's pretty much immaculate, and I don't want to break seals and give myself problems. But anyway, this turbo I've had off him. I did want to put a new boost solenoid on mine, so I've got that. So this turbo is for sale. I've no idea what it's worth, but if you're interested, get in touch with me on Instagram. But it's not going to come with the boost solenoid. I don't think it'll come with the dump valve, so I'll probably keep that. And it won't come with the oil line, so you'll get the bare turbo and the actuator. And that is absolutely brand new. Right, so let me just explain. Whenever I do a clutch, I've never used an alignment tool. I always align them by eye, and I've never had a problem. So I just sort of lift it into position where I think it's sent there, start tightening them up, and jobs are good on. Right, so that's it with the box bolted up. Starter motor still got to go on. I'll put that on when it's in the car. Bottom bolts of the box I haven't put on either. You see, well, you can't see down there. That's because I've got to put my baffle sump in. So the sump's going to come back off once the engine's hanging. But what I've got to do now is get all this turbo off and get ready to put the 280 on. There you have it, turbo manifold off. 21,000 genuine miles for sale. Get in touch with me on Instagram if you want to buy it. Alright, so as you can see, I've already gone ahead and ground back the block, ready for the S280 not to clear it. The engine's not so clean anymore because I use a flat wheel on the grinder. What I'm going to do now, manifold on. I'm going to use the old one because I ported that and I know there's some oil in the port, so I'll try and clean what I can, but the rest will just burn itself out. So then it's just a case of get all the turbo on, and I think we're pretty much going to be close to ready to lift the engine in. Right, so here we are then, turbo's on. What I've done is I put a brand new boost solenoid on. That came off the new turbo I had, and also I swapped over the brand new DV, still with my GFB valve though, and I'm pretty much not far away from dropping in. I'm going to put the heat shield on, and I'm going to put the crossover pipe on, and I think then we were pretty much ready to lift it in. But I'm going to end this one here because this has been a lot, and next video we'll lift it in and get the first start done. So we'll call it by here now for this one, but it just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye.